Are we really better than monkeys? And that's a question that Naval Ravikant asked in the podcast, and since then it has baffled me. And we're not talking in terms of evolution, but in terms of copying what's around us. And let's think about this clearly and take the most obvious example we have in our lives. Mostly, when it comes to career paths, people fall into three categories, right? The first one being they choose the smart, trendy thing that's going to be stay in demand for a long time from now. Today, it could be AI. These are the smart people, at least in my view. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the other two categories. The second one being mistaking other people's goals for your goals. Clear example of this would be you're in school, you're talking to your friends about, hey, what do you plan on doing after school? Let's say they want to design cars, they want to do this. And then you think to yourself, hey, I also like cars, maybe I can also do that. And then you end up enrolling in the same classes or whatever he does. And you copy it unconsciously because you think it's also what you want. And you don't realize it later that that's not the path you wanted ever. You didn't like cars that much. And someday when you can't match his passion for it, either you become an average car designer or you just hate yourself for making that choice. The third category, those are the people which follow their parents' advice because they are kind of forced into it. I get that, but still, it's one of the categories. You should be glad if you don't fall into any of these three categories and you actually followed your passion. But I'm also glad that I didn't fall into many of those traps when I look behind now, because I don't know what my life would look like now if I did do those things. But I also hate the realization that I did fall into some of those traps, which kind of seem obvious in hindsight, but that's just a rabbit hole I don't want to go down into, because if I didn't make those choices, I would not be here. And if I start imagining my ideal life where I don't make mistakes, it's just stupid, because everybody makes mistakes. And talking about these three categories, yes, many people suffer, but in my point of view, creative people suffer the most. The people who want to pursue arts, who want to pursue music, who want to pursue acting, these people suffer the most. And I'm talking about middle class people mostly, because these are the people I relate with. Because middle class people can't just really afford to go and struggle out there, because they usually have people dependent on them to at least help out with some of the bills of the house, because your survival is at stake. And it's a big responsibility at the end of the day. But now I want to just quickly touch on the most dangerous category out of those three, is where your parents choose a life path for you because they think it's what's best for you. And I call it the most dangerous because at the end of the day, you can live with the mistakes you made. But when suddenly someone else is in control of your life choices, you kind of resent them for it. And that resentment towards your parents is a dangerous thing. Now, as a person stuck with your parents' choice, you really just have two scenarios. One where you follow the life path that they have decided for you and start to slowly resent them. And this could lead to fallout, could lead to a pathetic fight amongst yourselves. I just think in the end, it does not end well when you start resenting someone, especially your parents. The second scenario being, you follow your passion on the side. You keep doing it till you earn enough money to replace the job that pays the bills. And in the end, your parents will understand. And only when the scenario is fulfilled, right? Because no parent wants you to not be happy, so to say. They're just afraid that you're going to end up poor and go through the same struggles as them. So they try to make the choices that they think is best. And some parents do end up taking it a bit far than they should. But that realization usually comes a bit too late to them. Until then, things have really gone bad in your relationship. And in some cases, to the point of no return. That's the sad reality. Sometimes I swear your parents are just even testing that you have enough guts to ask them to, hey, I have this passion and I want to follow. Because if they know you can't even ask or bring it up to your parents at that point of time, how will you go out in the world and actually ask the people who your future depends on? Give me a chance, I deserve it. Will you just be a guy in the corner waiting for his chance, or will you actually go fight for it? And I swear parents do test you, because they do want to see if you will stand up for yourself. And that plays a huge part in them being supportive towards you. So if you think you deserve it, ask for it. But at the end of the day, I know we are too focused on survival to make happiness a priority. But are we even living if we are not trying to chase the things that make us happy? I'll just leave this video at that and see you in the next video, hopefully.